Gentlemen, you both received your instructions in the dressing room, so I expect you to obey my commands. Ya recibiste las instrucciones en el camerino, así es que ponte listo. Esa guardia siempre arriba. Protect yourselves at all time. Remember, we're here to see a good, clean fight. That's what I expect. Una pelea limpia y profesional. Es lo que espero yo. Suerte, toca guantes.
Took a moment for them to touch up gloves after Robert Velez, the third man in the ring, requested that from Gabriel Flores Jr. and Luis Alberto Lopez. He works as part of Gabriel Flores Jr.'s advisory team. But nonetheless, I'm here, Bernardo soon alongside Timothy Bradley. And we keep seeing this about Gabriel Flores. This is a step-up fight. This is another step in the right direction. And the man who's stepping forward is Luis Alberto Lopez.
Oh, yeah. Getting jumped right there, starting off quick. Flores seemed very confident and composed inside the fighter meetings, just as well. Ooh, that right hand. Just as well in the beginning of this fight, but right now he's a bit uncomfortable.
All right, so Lopez said he was going to close the gap on Gabriel Flores Jr. and Jr. said he's going to have to eat some jabs coming in. The left hook from Gabriel Flores Jr. getting off the line.
See, and Flores is going to have to do this all night long. Lopez is going to be in his face. He has a ton of experience. He's going to use that experience. He knows he's not going to give a young fighter with that supreme skill time to think.
See blood from the mouth of Gabe Flores Jr. early on here.
And did you see how Lopez closed the gap? How he dipped down low and then came up. He left his feet and shot a jab right down the middle and caught Flores. Good combination right there, though, by Flores.
Yeah, nice right hand to start that combination from Flores. And El Venado Lopez told us, look, people see my height, but they don't account for how quick my feet were getting on the inside. And that's what he's looking to do here against Flores, who goes low.
Pick him up. Box.
Flores seems to have settled down now after that quick rush from Lopez to start the fight.
Yeah, that's what he needs to do. He needs to take his time. You know, when you're flustered like this and a guy starts really quick on you and you weren't expecting it, just take your time. Play defense. You know, use your defense to your advantage.
Oh, there's a big right hand from Lopez, and it's that left hand that he kept down. And Gabe said, I'm going to beat Gabe Flores, and if he gets caught, it's going to be because he continued to beat Gabe Flores and didn't pick up that left hand.
He's going to continue to get hit with that overhand right, and that's the weakness that I saw in Flores in his last fight that he got away with and was able to get a KO win.
Another low blow.
That's two. Pick him up. Box.
That's a lot of adversity in round one for Gabe Flores Jr. A second warning for low blows. He got rocked and then bleeding from the mouth.
Let it go. He's free. He's free. Punch him. Right. Stop punching.
For tonight only, boxing fans can play in a free top-ranked boxing pool.
Lopez lands his right hand, looping right hand. How did he set it up? He dropped down to the body, changed levels right here. There it is. Bringing the eyes down of Flores and then looping the shot right around that glove. You see that glove? As he moves straight back, drops just ever so slightly. Left a little room for that right hand of Lopez.
And to be fair to Gabriel Flores, he had his right hand up. He just had to bring it down because of the feint.
Well, exactly. And when the guys change levels, they pretend they're going to go to your body. It's a setup. You know, it's like laying out a piece of cheese for a mouse or a rat. You know, before you catch him with the shot that you're really looking for.
Lopez still on the attack, and he gets caught by Flores with a 1-2 combination as Flores starts to move around. He did spar with Gervonta Davis for this fight, and he said, he taught me how to stand my ground in the ring. Well, he's choosing to use his legs right now.
Well, I saw that confidence, and I think that has a lot to do with the fact that he sparred Gervonta Davis. And, you kind of gauge You know, the champion, I'm sure, didn't go full out on him, but you kind of gauge on how they manage the rounds. You know, Gervonta Davis being who he is. And, you know, one thing I asked him, I said, how was his defense? He said his defense was phenomenal. I was like, did you learn that from him? He said, yes, I learned that.
He did learn to get away from that right hand of El Venado Lopez, who now takes a couple of good shots from Gabe Flores Jr., who seems to have a little swelling on the left side of his face.
Stop. Break. Step back.
See, the one thing about Flores is he's game. You know, he's game. He has a big heart. He's been down before in a couple of fights previous to this one. And he was able to, beautiful shot. He was able to make adjustments and win that fight clearly.
Now, what's unacceptable here is Gabe Flores with a 3-inch reach advantage, getting out jabbed by Lopez. But here comes that quick right hand from Gabe Flores Jr., who's now on the stick.
And you hear a woo-hoo from Lopez. Seemingly having a good time inside the ring. Ooh, that was a beautiful body shot right there. 2-piece down and then coming around the elbow of Flores Jr.
You see that right uppercut from Lopez, who then gets clipped by a right hand from Gabe Flores Jr., who's on that stick once again, and a looping right hand. This is an entertaining fight, and a type of fight that can teach Gabe Flores Jr. a lot. They're both hooting and hollering. Oh!
That's the shot right there that Lopez needs to be careful for. He got a lot of energy right now coming forward, yes. But the second half, he needs to be careful because that shot is instant for Flores. Automatic, and it's dangerous. A lot of power in that shot.
From Lopez once again, who now gets warned for a low blow on Flores.
Break! Stop punching!
Nice short uppercut from Lopez. Finds a way to get inside and land that looping right. Sometimes he's lunging, sometimes he's dipping.
I actually saw it was actually off the shoulder. Flores did a good job in lifting his shoulder. You see the redness on the shoulder from that right hand from Lopez.
Nice right hand from Gabe Flores Jr. Our own Mark Kriegel is with the world champion, Oscar Valdez, in his locker room. Alberto Lopez gets off to a quick start. On the ring mat, you see Fury Wilder 3, October 9th on pay-per-view. We hope you'll join us then.
Another overhand right there. And another pull back counter from Flores Jr. looking for that uppercut now and the left hook, the check left hook. Beautiful adjustment right there by Gabe Flores.
For Flores, it's about timing. Now he's learning when to catch Lopez right before he lunges in.
And one thing for Flores, when you're fighting a jury fighter like Lopez, you gotta be set and be ready at all times. You never know when this young guy or the short guy is gonna explode on you. One thing Lopez does well, he closes the gap quickly. And he's figured out his ways, creative ways to land his shots, even though being a shorter man.
Nice looping shots there from Lopez.
And that got his attention.
Yes, it did.
That left hook to the body hurt Flores.
And now a right hand as Flores looks to land that left 45. Flores on his bike. They call him the deer, but he's not a deer in headlights. Lopez is in this fight and making Flores work hard.
Yeah.
Oh, big left hook counter.
That's the shot right there. It's not having much effect right now, but later in this fight, if Lopez keep letting those hands go, any fatigue set in, that's a deadly shot.
But that's also the difference in Flores, that he sometimes throws slapping shots and doesn't turn it over.
Yeah, that's all technique inside the gym. It's how you've been taught to throw shots. A lot of time guys, they'll slap with their hands or open fists. The two knuckles at the top, these two knuckles, that's what you need to hit with, or at least try to hit with. The biggest knuckles that you have going on.
That's what Lopez landed with right there. Short left hook there from Gabe Flores Jr., who eggs on El Venado Luis Alberto Lopez.
Well, you wonder why he's getting hit with right hands over and over and over. Get your hand up, son. Get your hand up. Left hand needs to be up.
Because Lopez is the Marshawn Lynch of boxing. He's going to hit you in your face again, over and over and over.
Lopez hit one side, hit the other side, step back, smiled at Flores. He's having fun right now. He's in the groove.
That has happened to him in the past 2 weeks. To have Canelo step in, it means a lot to Oscar.
Yeah, I guess it does mean a lot to Oscar. I mean, I would like if Canelo was actually take the reins here. He's been through this process and helped the young fella through this whole process.
Amen. Quick start here from Gabe Flores Jr. Body and then to the head from Lopez. Lopez is relentless in his pressure. Not always effective, but when he can get inside, he'll make you pay like he does there with that left hook and then a short right hand.
Good tie-up right there from the young Flores. Took a couple of good shots, got buzzed a little bit, and very smart to tie up, especially when you get buzzed inside the ring or hurt.
Oh, nice right hand, a counter when Flores was feinting. Lopez was punching.
Again, level change feint. He has experience that works for him. Dips low, just as he does here, and attempts another right hand over the top. And you still see no correction from the young fighter, Flores. Keep your left hand up, son.
You see the inflammation on the left side of the face of Gabe Flores Jr. His father will not be happy about that. He even said when he came back to the corner, this was such a close round. I need you to take over. Oh, there's a nice counter right by Gabe Flores.
One of the hardest things, Bernardo, I can tell you, being a fighter that was light-fisted, I didn't have a whole lot of punching power, is it's hard to keep guys up off of you. When they don't respect you, they walk straight through you. They keep coming. There's nothing to deter them, excuse me. Nothing to slow them down, and this is what we're seeing right now. So you got to find ways to keep guys off of you. Dig down to the body, tie up and hold, Make adjustments somehow so that way you can fight guys like Flores.
Earlier tonight, we had a fighter in René Tellez Giron who did not look the part, yet he put on a great performance against Eduardo Garza and pulled off the win. The same thing could be said about Luis Alberto Lopez. He doesn't look the part. He's short. He's got short arms, yet he finds a way to land those shots. And he's got Gabriel Flores' attention here in round 4 of a scheduled 10-round fight. And as he lands another big right hand, as this round comes to a close, a man with a big right hand and big left hooks to the body, Saul Canelo Alvarez. He's standing by with our own Mark Kriegel.
Al final somos un equipo que trabaja y que lo único que quiere es seguir creciendo y seguir cosechando triunfos, y eso es lo único que hacemos en el gimnasio.
I don't know if that's the case, but we're a team and we're gonna keep being a team. If the critics are coming towards one of us, we're gonna be a team all the way, and that's how we're gonna take it.
You've been through a similar situation a couple of years ago with the clenbuterol and the hair follicle test. You tested negative. Did you have any advice for Oscar how to handle this situation?
No, mira, yo creo que cada quien pasa las cosas diferentes y cada quien las toma de diferente manera, pero lo único que pude decirle o acercarme en ese momento que lo vi agüitado cuando pasó todo, que todo va a pasar, nosotros lo conocemos, es un gran peleador, es un peleador disciplinado, entregado en el gimnasio, un peleador responsable y que nunca, obviamente nosotros no sabemos qué es lo que, obviamente cómo come, siempre está en el gimnasio y es lo único que se encarga Eddie, ¿no? De entrenarlo y todo, pero nosotros sabemos la persona que es y estamos apoyándolo y que todo va a salir a la luz. La verdad siempre sale a la luz y nosotros hemos pasado por eso, ya lo pasamos una vez y sabemos que todo va a estar bien.
Every situation is different, like when I saw him in the gym a little sad, I told him about my experience, but everything will come out, the truth will come out, and I just told him that everything will get through this.
every case is different. Was the WBC, in your opinion, correct for allowing this fight to go on?
Claro, claro que es correcto, ¿no? Porque hicieron los exámenes que tenían que hacer y vieron que pues que todo estaba bien y pues aquí está la pelea, ¿no? Creo que ellos son los que saben si se hace o no. No puedo decir si está bien o mal, pero al final pues aquí está y yo estoy apoyando a Oscar y es lo único que me interesa, ¿no? No voy a decir si sí o si no, porque al final los que se encargan de decir que sí dijeron que sí y eso es lo que cuenta.
You know, I don't know if this is a good situation or a bad situation, but the WBC put the fight forward, and they're the ones that make the decision. I'm just here to support Oscar.
Champ, thank you for your time. I appreciate being here to answer those questions. Fellas?
Thank you very much. Canelo Alvarez, who will be looking to become the undisputed super middleweight champion against Caleb Plant later on this year.
Let him go.
Ooh, this is a 10-round battle. We're halfway point right now, and still no adjustments from Flores. It's only going to get worse from here on out because I see Lopez not getting tired, not spooked at all, and he's having his way anytime he wants to.
The face is swollen when you look at Gabe Flores, and Lopez looks like he hasn't been touched through the first 5 rounds of this fight.
Fix these holes in his game fast because he's on the verge right now of losing his fight if he doesn't turn things around.
Yeah, and he said, look, my performances will speak to how ready I am. Well, he's coming off of a 6-round knockout victory over Jason Velez, dropping him twice in round 6. So he showed late power and then finished him later on. But in the end, he's got a tough opponent in the ring tonight in Luis Alberto Lopez, who's got zero respect.
No respect. He just feinted Flores, got him to move out.
Oh,
came
big right
around.
and left uppercut from Lopez.
Knocked on the side door, came through the front door. That's what Lopez did right there. Came around with a looping right hand and split right up the guard as Flores put his hand straight up to protect himself.
And Tim, we've talked about the bad habits before. You can get away with bad habits until you fight an opponent who can capitalize. Oscar Valdez did that with Burchell, and we're seeing Lopez doing that tonight with Flores.
Yes.
There's that stick and combination punching from Lopez, walking down Gabriel Flores Jr. There's a right hand from afar. Lopez first to the punch, and the accuracy from Lopez is pretty stunning against a defensive-minded fighter like Flores.
Let him go, let him go.
See, that's what he got to do. He got to tie him up, stay close, bang, bang Lopez, get back out, use his jab, move. Beautiful timing right there with the right hand, with the jab and the right hand from Flores. See, this is what he needs to do right here. On that stick, moving ever so slightly left and right, land combinations, and then tie up. Get away from the ropes.
Can't allow Lopez to get a 4-piece off with nothing until 10 seconds later. And there's that right hand from Lopez.
Stop punching. Whoa,
And stay off the
Keep it
ropes.
clean, guys.
Yeah. This is a very similar fight from what we saw with René Tellez Giron and Eduardo Garza. You've got a guy with skills. You've got a guy with all the amateur acumen that you could want. Yet you've got another fighter who just is relentless and has no respect and is going to keep pushing you back.
See, that's why it's very important to work on your physical strength. Everybody say, man, you built different, Tim. Yeah, I worked on my physical strength because I didn't have a whole lot of punching power, so I need to be physically strong just to bag these guys up. If I need to tie you up, I can tie you up. If I can push you off, I can push you off. And I asked Flores, do you been working on your physical strength? Oh, I do a little weights, I do a little this. You got to incorporate some weights into your program, son, so you can get some physical strength.
Nice counter left from Gabe Flores Jr. But in a round that Lopez is taking a step forward, who's punching hard, Flores can ill afford to just move and pop because Lopez is doing the most damage. And another right hand to punctuate another big round for Luis Alberto Lopez. Do it for your mother, Juanita Maldonado, who was shot while attending a birthday party and passed away on March 17th of 2013 when Gabe Flores Jr. was just 14 years old. So you could hear the internal desperation in Gabe Flores Sr., but he didn't transmit that. He transmitted calm.
Yeah, he did. He transmitted it calmly. I mean, he didn't panic, and that's what you want from your corner. But, you know, going there, you know, it's desperation.
Oh, big combination here from Luis Alberto Lopez, who continues to walk down Gabe Flores Jr. and do damage with both the left and the right.
Seriously, this just looks like a man versus a boy. That's what it looks like right now. Lopez being that man, Flores being the young boy.
28 years old and 24 professional fights. Gabe Flores, 21 years old. He was at some point the youngest fighter ever signed by Top Rank before Xander Zayas in his 21st professional fight. Mark, we welcome you in. Nice body shot.
I spoke to Gabe Flores Sr., said, what strategic advice do you have for your son? He said, double the jab, get your right hand up, and walk him back. You're strong enough to do it.
And
Lopez is not cooperating.
Yeah, he just got rocked by a right hand by Luis Alberto Lopez, and Gabe Flores Jr. is really in a heap of trouble with more than a minute and a half left here in round number 7. Lopez chopping him down to the body. And you could see Flores breathing hard through the mouth.
Guess what happens when you get fatigued and you start wearing down? The mistakes are even more profound. And that's what you're seeing right now. And guess who's taking advantage of it? And that body shot right there just hurt Flores. Oh, my goodness.
Lopez, look, the hands of Flores are down. And here comes a big right hand as Lopez is beginning to tee up, making Flores pay for his sins as a young fighter.
This fight might get stopped. I don't know how many rounds Flores can take this much punishment. He's a tough kid, but man, he's taking a lot of punishment right now from Lopez.
I think there's a cut now on the... No, there's not a cut. It's just blood from the nose that's flowing into the face and under the eyes of Gabe Flores Jr., who right here is on survival mode. He's on his bicycle because Lopez has been relentless in his attack. Flores Jr. said Lopez is nicknamed the deer. Well, he's going to put him on Bambi legs, but it's been his legs that have been wobbled in this fight.
You gotta know how to stand your ground. That's very important. Flores told us in the fighter meeting that he knew how. We're not seeing that right now.
As he walks over to his father for instructions, let's listen in.
Look, son, you better show me something, bro. You better fucking show me something, though, bro. You gotta show me something. Fuck this now or never, boy. Man, stop him now. Yeah, we gotta stop him now. All right? You're backing up. You're backing up. Hey, on the jab. But hey, he's gonna come, bro. You gotta tie him up and then on the break, double. You gotta jab, bro. And let your hands go. Tighten up. Breathe. Right, breathe. Son, look at me. Can you do it? You gotta do it, son. This is where you gotta show your dog, bro. Quit moving with your hands down, bro. All right? Breathe.
You can't be going back 3 more rounds, man. Man, you gotta fight this dude in the middle, man. You gotta stop moving so much.
Breathe, son. Breathe. Breathe. Let's go.
Now you saw the urgency from his father, Gabe Flores Sr., saying, you've got to stop him. Can you do it, son? And you gotta be the dog in there tonight.
You know where the bad habits are created? Inside the gym. That's what they're created. You know, when you're hitting the bag, you're not staying disciplined, you're just touching the bag and you're looking good with your combinations, then you step back and you drop your hands, and you're hitting the hand mitts and you're doing the same exact thing, dropping your hands. Guess what? All of that carries inside this ring.
You know what else carries? When you got a ton of heart and you got no respect for the man across the ring from you, as is the case with Luis Alberto Lopez. His only losses against Ruben Villa and Abraham Montoya, and he comes off of a big win against Andy Vences. How tough is Lopez? He finished the last 4 rounds of that fight with a broken right hand and still got the win. Oh, big right uppercut from Lopez that once again shakes up Gabe Flores Jr., who has to hold.
Stop punching.
Lopez is the deer, but he's going on the hunt.
Yeah. This is easy work right here. This is easy, nice pay for Lopez, honestly.
Oh, nice short left hook by Lopez. Sometimes they ask Canelo, what's Mexican style? Well, Luis Alberto Lopez is putting on a Mexican style demonstration tonight. Just all heart, guts, and I'm gonna give you my best shot. If you could take it, it's good for you. If not, I'm gonna be in your grill all night long.
Well, you got to figure out ways early, especially when you don't have punching power, to be able to gain respect of your opposition. In this case, Flores didn't do that. He didn't establish himself. He allowed Lopez to come on quick in the beginning and didn't make him pay for anything. And so he got more momentum, and he also got more confidence to be able to land more and more punches.
You could see the look of concern and resignation on the face of Gabe Flores Sr., who is now, he's now contemplating whether he saves his kid for more punishment or if he has a real chance to pull this off.
I personally would save him. He's 21 years old. He's young. I wouldn't allow him to keep taking this type of punishment. I respect the heart. I get it. Some might agree with me. Some may not agree with me. But you know what, man? Save this kid to fight another day. He has a lot of talent. He can move forward and learn a lot from this.
2 rounds. Let your hands go, son. He's moving and you ain't closing the gap on him. You exhausted? Breathe. Breathe, son.
Bring your mouth back.
Breathe. Good, give it some water. Here. Turn it up.
Nice shot right there.
Breathe, son. Can you finish the 2 rounds,
from Lopez again, shooting the jab. You see the overhand right there, but then you see Flores Jr. not playing homage to his defense and gets hit with a beautiful right hand uppercut.
Breathe. Hey, let that second wing kick in. You gotta let your hands go. Breathe, son. Breathe. Pause. He's gonna come hard. Clinch him on the inside. Don't move so much. You clinch him if you have to. All right? Come on, son. Let's go.
You could hear the laboring breathing from Gabe Flores Jr. as his father asked him, can you do it? And as a fighter, he's going to tell you he can, because that's the type of fighter Gabe Flores Jr. is. But he's got to really show something here in the last 6 minutes that he hasn't showed the first 8 rounds of this fight.
Partner, I could just tell you this, Bernardo. He needs a miracle. I'm just going to let you know. He needs a miracle. And the only way that I see that he knows how is landing that left hook that he possesses. But you can tell that Lopez is aware of that. He's not spooked by that. And he's going to continue to press forward and dominate this fight.
Just spoke with Gabe Flores Sr. And I asked him, have you considered letting your son learn a lesson and letting him fight for another day? He says, yes, I have. He was exhausted from the weight cut. But I'm going to let him go this round and see what happens.
Thank you very much, Mark. And obviously his father knows his son better than anybody else. But he does have to contemplate that if Gabriel Flores doesn't let his hand go, because there's no use in him just being a punching bag for Luis Alberto Lopez. Because Lopez looks fresh in there still. And he's the one that's been coming forward and throwing punches. Thrown 409 punches to Flores' 369, landing 20 more.
Giving up too much ground. That's what's happening. Flores can't operate inside the pocket where he needs to operate. He's getting caught on the outside in that mid-range, so take the fight in close if you can to slow the pace down a bit. But he's not physically strong to do that. You have to be physically strong to be able to stand your ground.
Oh, triple jab and then the left hook, but Lopez walks right through it. No regard for the lack of power that Gabriel Flores has here, because he's not sitting on his punches either.
He can't. I mean, he's backing up. There's not going to be any power on his shots if he's backing up.
Those body shots from Lopez are doing damage. Flores keeps his hand down, but now he can't pick him up because Flores is taking too much punishment downstairs, not to mention that his face is mincemeat.
Look at it. Look at the setup. Look. When you're in the gym like that, and when you're in the gym sparring, just say that, and you're sparring against a guy that doesn't have a whole lot of skills like you do.
Oh, big left hook! And Flores is hurt here, and he's taking a lot of damage. He's against the ropes. It could be a knockdown, and Lopez just needs to land one big shot. And there it is. Just a pummeling from Luis Alberto Lopez on Gabe Flores Jr. as the bell may save him. But wow, Luis Alberto Lopez putting an offensive clinic here on against Gabe Flores Jr.
That's it. No, I can't. You're backing up. You're not listening to me, son. You're not listening to me. No, that's it. That's it, Papa. I'm not gonna. No, yeah. That's it. That's it. Fuck that. No, you can't, Papa. You hit me. You're done, son. Break. Like a pro, bro. Come on.
Let's say at the corner. We good?
Yeah, we good.
We good.
If you're pulling back like that, I'm gonna stop it, bro. I'm about to stop it, bro. Put your hands up, bro. Hands up. Come on, son. All right, put your hands up, bro. I'm gonna stop it.
Heart-wrenching moments in a decision that was made by his father but was overruled by the young 21-year-old son. But Flores Jr. was on the brink of being knocked out in round number 9, and he's got to give his all, but he's not fully there, Tim.
This isn't a championship fight. There's not a belt on the line, man. This is just a regular fight to move forward. What do you mean? Can you continue to let your son take punishment like this? That's the problem with having fathers in the corner. They don't make the right decision. Trust me on this. This young man doesn't have a lot of fight in him. He's getting banged up. This is bad for his career right now. Taking too much punishment.
He just got clipped by another right hand from Luis Alberto Lopez. He was on the verge of pulling off a huge upset against the undefeated fighter out of Stockton, California. And even as his father implores him to keep his hands up, he just cannot do it. It's not in his nature, number one. And number two, he doesn't have the strength to do it now.
Listen, even if he gets through this round, man, even if he gets through this round, the fight should have been stopped.
Someone has to be the adult, and he just got clipped by a big left uppercut from Luis Alberto Lopez, who now digs to the body. And he's just looking for the finish here against Gabe Flores Jr. And it can get ugly. It's already ugly. It could get devastatingly ugly.
Lopez can finish this fight right now, but he's taking off the gas. He's got a brother-in-law right now. I would say Flores, he can end it. All he has to do is go down to the body, and it's a wrap.
There it is, that right uppercut to the body. Flores has got the dog in him that is dad ass from here in the 10th round. But it's not in his nature. It's not who he is. And you can't ask him to become that all of a sudden.
Hey, stop punching. Stay back. Stay back.
Hands up. Put your hands up.
Ooh. The referee's got to do his job too, Tim.
Listen, I respect the heart of, I'm all about heart. You know, I get it. But the kid is young, man. He's 21 years old. He has talent.
You know what it reminds me of? Fernando Vargas against Tito Trinidad and how he was never the same after that fight.
Step back. Let's go. Step back.
This reminds me of Dog Bay, Navarrete.
Except this time it's the shorter fighter bringing the fight for the taller one. Oh, big uppercut there from El Venado Luis Alberto Lopez. And the fight is being stopped in the corner. The fight is over as Gabe Flores Sr. calls for a halt, and the referee doesn't see it, so the fight continues. Even though it should have been called off, we will hear the final bell. That was poor refereeing there.
Yeah, Gabe is just definitely fatigued. He's fighting back, you know. Can't say he don't have heart, he does, but a beautiful body shot right there. And then that shot right there, you see the right hand down, those hands have been down the whole entire night. And as you fatigue and you get tired, guess what? Those mistakes become more announced. And here you go. The follow-up combination, beautiful right hand over the top, just the creativity.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 10 rounds here inside the AVA Amphitheater at Casino del Sol, we go to the judges' scorecards for the official decision. Roger Woods scores the bout 98-92. Fred Encinas and Steve Sandoval both score the bout 100-90 for your winner by unanimous decision, Luis Alberto El Venado Lopez.
You're used to seeing Gabriel Flores pitching shutouts. Tonight, he got shut out on 2 cards, and Roger Woods gave him 2 rounds. That's stunning an outcome, as you can expect, and you can see the disappointment.